5 new portals for Crossrail, and it was very exciting when URS was appointed to do the design because it's the one that with most interest in terms of the variety of different structures and different parts of structures that are involved in the project. Part of the challenge at putting Mil Lane is because the new railway comes out in the location of an existing railway, the Docklands Light Railway, which has to be moved sideways to make space for Crossrail to come out of the ground. That's fine, apart from the fact that there's a station on the Docklands Light Railway at exactly the same location. So the challenge for the job was not only to bring the Crossrail project out of the ground, move DLR sideways, build a new station, and just loads of interesting engineering. One of the challenges in terms of the engineering at putting Mil Lane was that the Crossrail passes underneath the river just to the west of the site and over a river and a sewer just to the east of the site. So it's a very tight vertical constraint. And as part of the project, with the redesign of the DLR station and a new viaduct for DLR, we had to come up with a solution which gave us a good looking bridge, but at the same time dealt with the vertical alignment issues, one of which meant that we had to have a very, very shallow form of construction. So we ended up on the DLR viaducts going with a through girder, which is a type of construction that I'd used on a previous project, where the concrete beams are either side of the trains rather than underneath the trains. Putting Mil Lane was on an unusual project for Crossrail in the sense that it was adjacent to the Olympic site. And as a result of being close to the Olympic site, it was necessary to stop construction during the period of the Olympics. It had an Olympic shutdown period, so there was a lot of construction work leading up to the Olympics. The site was shut and then tidied up. And then after the Olympics, construction work started again. And we just reached a good milestone for the project. The new DLR station was recently opened and is now functioning. We now moved to where the old station was, start the demolition there to make space for Crossrail. Putting Mil Lane is an extremely small site physically, but very congested because it interfaces with Network Rail and with Docklands Light Railway. So we're messing around with other people's railways at the same time trying to build a new one. The net result of that is a huge number of interfaces and different stakeholders who have to be worked with and whose consent you have to get to build a scheme. The interface management was a very important part of the project, and so we managed to do that. So we had interface managers whose only job it was to understand those interfaces and to make sure that we worked together with the other stakeholders to achieve the end result, which is building Crossrail on time.